You thought you was working out, Laura?
Right, afterwards, we could throw some squats in, get you warmed up.
Just dressed and ready to go.
No, I want to see some protein.
How are you?
That is
Good to see you. Welcome.
What's
So
up, Karen?
today's topic, kind of talking about steady state versus interval training or interval workouts, and kind of what the best solution for you is. We're going to go over kind of the physiological aspects of your body, just really talk about a little bit because it does go into science in depth pretty much, but we're just going to kind of give an overview to kind of explain what you're doing, why you're doing, what you can expect to see change, what you might not see change. And things I'm going to throw out there may not be good for you, they may be good for somebody else, just kind of depending on your exercise history and all that kind of stuff. So, most commonly, I hear number one reason not to exercise is time. So, lack of time. So, yes, we are all busy, but when you make it into the gym, you are not given 30 extra minutes that day versus for somebody else. It's just that we plan our days differently and we choose to do things differently. So it's just really focusing on, do I need to spend 2 hours in the gym? No, to get a result. Do I need to spend 30 minutes? No, you can spend 10 minutes, you can spend 20 minutes, but you have to be efficient. So you want to make sure that what you're doing is good for your body and giving you what you're exactly looking for. So kind of to start out today, and one, come on in. So we are going to talk a little bit about intensity today in the workout, but bottom line is you just got to get up, you got to get moving, okay? So just plan it in your day, like going to work, brushing your teeth, okay? Plan out your workout. What time am I doing this work? When am I going to fit it in? Is it after work, before work? Just to make sure that you do get that in. So 3 components that we are going to talk about today. Number 1 is intensity, 2 is progression, and then 3 is comfort level. So intensity number 1, we're going to go over kind of the 3 energy systems that are in your body and what happens to them when you do exercise and what happens to them after you exercise. We're going to talk a little bit about fat burning. Anybody downstairs when you're on the cardio equipment see the program, it says, I think it's cardio training, heart rate training, interval training, fat burn. Have you guys noticed that on the bike or the treadmill? So there's a fat burn option. So we're going to just kind of talk about that with calories in versus calories out, and then kind of fueling your body for your workout. And then, of course, your intensity, how that's going to differ between 30 minutes versus a 2-hour workout. And just some questions to ask yourself, kind of where you're at intensity-wise. Okay? So as we're kind of discussing, I'm going to use a level 1 through 10. 1, you're at a 1 right here, okay, at rest. Level 10 is something that you can sustain 10 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, maximum 30 seconds. So it is an all-out effort. Your heart rate is up, you're breathing hard. Of course, you've got sweat going on, muscles are burning. You cannot sustain it probably more than 10 to 30 seconds. Okay, so just kind of some numbers to keep in mind as we're going through. And then your CTA, so your call to action. So I'm going to ask you guys to either write it down or just kind of visually remember 3 things today that you're going to implement within the next week for your workouts. Okay, so your call to action. So it's going to be very specific to you and what you're doing. So we have 3 energy systems in our body. So the first one is ATP-PC, and it's an anaerobic type of activity. So anaerobic, using this energy system, again, it's that maximum effort. It's a level 10. This, you're only sustaining it for 10 seconds. You're using your energy system, an energy phosphocreatine, as well as carbohydrates. So when you're at this intensity, your body is pulling any carbohydrates that you have in your body to burn them off. Okay? So anybody give me an example of this type of exercise? Maximum effort, 10 seconds.
Running.
Okay, so a fast sprint, maybe up a hill, or a speed of a 12. I mean, it's all out. Okay, you can go from here to there fast as possible. Anything else? Mountain climbers, okay, so you've got, can't demo it here in case, but your hands are down on the ground and you're moving back and forth. Depending on your speed and your intensity, that could definitely be this one. It might even be into our next one, so you can maintain it a little bit longer. Plyometrics, so anything where you're exploding, so jumping up, or if I was to jump up on the table, I probably can't do that for that long. So just think it's a quick burst, an all-out effort, okay? So any type of exercise that requires that type of effort, I'm mainly going to use my carbohydrate source for that, okay? The second one is anaerobic glycolysis, and it's also just known as anaerobic. So if you pick up a fitness magazine, they're going to probably talk anaerobic or aerobic. So when you see anaerobic, you're thinking there's two types. There's an all-out effort, and then there's one that's slightly below that. So the one that's slightly below that, again, is that activity that you can maintain from 30 seconds up to 90 seconds, maybe even 2 minutes. So again, it's a all-out effort. Think of sprinting around a track, maybe 1 lap, okay? So it's a little bit longer. You can sustain it for a little bit longer time frame. But again, it's pretty much maximum effort, but maximum allowance in 2 minutes, kind of on that. So again, plyometrics would also work on there. Mountain climbers would also work on there. Any type of weightlifting, too, is going to be anaerobic because you can't keep pushing a weight, for 5 minutes. If you do, then you're switching different energy systems or that intensity. So again, you're going to use carbohydrates for that as well. The last one is aerobic. And this one you practically do forever. Right now you're in an aerobic state. Okay? When you do an aerobics class, you're in an aerobic state. Okay? So it's something that we can maintain 60 minutes, 90 minutes, walking on the treadmill. We can go pretty long. Either we got to get back up to the office or we say, okay, we've had enough. But our body can keep going. Okay? With this, you are going to use carbohydrates again. This is the only energy system that you burn fat in. So let me say again, this is the only energy system that you will burn fat in. So when you're doing aerobic exercise, you're burning fat. Right now, you're burning fat. Okay? So any questions on that?
So why is it that you don't burn on the first one where you're going all out, but you do on the one when you can just, like you say, walk forever? Like, why is that?
It's just the way our body was designed. It's just the process that our body goes through to burn the energy. Right, because it's longer, so you can maintain it. We have fat stores in our body that we can recruit from. So, like they say, okay, if we were stranded and we've got 3 days, but we can survive without food but not water, it's because we have those fat stores kind of pull from.
Right.
Okay. Fat per gram gives us more energy than carbohydrates or protein. So if I have 1 gram of fat, it gives me 9 calories of energy. If I have 1 gram of carbohydrates, 4 calories per gram. Protein is the same thing, 4 calories per gram. So, do I need as much fat in my diet? No, because it gives me twice the energy of carbohydrates or protein. Okay, and we'll kind of go into a little bit of nutrition, but today's mainly focused on exercise. So, this is the only system that uses fat, so when we intake more than we're burning off, we have to, that's sometimes why we don't see that weight loss or fat loss. So 3 different energy systems, kind of food for thought. Think about which energy system you primarily train in, which one you never train in, which one maybe you should train in, okay? So just a couple of things. Okay. So this is just an example of calories, the number of calories that you would burn during a different type of exercise. So the first one is walking, treadmill or outside, 3 miles an hour. It's pretty steady speed.